I'm very happy. That's one of my favorite questions, Islamophobia. If you take the word apart, phobia means to be afraid of something. And what the media is really, it wasn't really the Muslims, unless it was Muslims in the media that developed this term Islamophobia. And they only, for some reason, apply it to people who are not Muslim, so that they're afraid of Islam. Well, the truth is, the non-Muslims aren't really afraid of Islam. They may be intimidated by the discipline that Islam commands, and not demands, but commands. Because Islam commands that we discipline ourselves to avoid vulgarity. Islam commands that we discipline ourselves to avoid unfair treatment of women and children and old people. Islam commands that we discipline ourselves to stay away from crime and stay away from backbiting and stay away from intoxicants and gambling and drugs and so forth. Islam commands that if we obtain a position of leadership, that we treat the people fair and do not oppress people. Islam is against oppression. Now, anyone who enjoys those things, they're going to be intimidated by the acceptance of Islam, because they don't want to give up the things, the sinful things and the criminal things that they become accustomed to, that they enjoy. If a person enjoys adultery and fornication, if a person enjoys stealing, enjoys drugs, enjoys prostitution, if a person enjoys that, certainly they're going to be intimidated by the discipline that comes with the acceptance of Islam. So it's not the fear of Islam, it's not Islamophobia that the non-Muslims have. I would argue that the Islamophobia really is in the hearts of many Muslims, that there are Muslims that are afraid of their own religion. That's why so many Muslims, they play with the religion. There are Muslims that play with marriage. There are Muslims that play with power. They love and infatuated with a passion for power. And they don't want to give up. There are Muslims who don't want to be modest. Muslims who don't want to be modest in their dress, the way that they carry, the way they dress. There are Muslim women who make excuses to not cover properly in public. They're afraid of Islam. They're afraid of the religion that they claim they have accepted. So I would say that the Islamophobia is really affecting Muslims instead of non-Muslims. There are parents that won't assume their rightful role as fathers and mothers. They won't lead their children properly. They're intimidated by their children, and they won't give them the true Islam because they're afraid that their children won't like them anymore. They're afraid to give them pure Islam. So Islamophobia, I would say, brother, is affecting many, many more Muslims than non-Muslims, if you really break down the word according to the meaning that it has.
Allah, send your peace and blessings